Good evening, I'm Giuseppe Basile, I'm the Instant Trader. You can find at the website www.fibstalker.com. I also post regularly on Twitter using the @fibstalker nickname. Good evening, today is Tuesday, May the 20th, 2014, and it's 15 past 10 p.m. time in Toronto. In this video I'm going to review all the 11 markets I follow, and this is a follow-up for the weekend review. My weekly review I only distribute to newsletter subscribers, so if you want to receive that, just subscribe for free, and in that newsletter you get a lot of information, and you get the video analysis for the week, plus a lot of other educational content, including my ebook and articles that I publish during the week. So let's dive quickly into this market. I'll start from the euro dollar, which is what you see on the screen. This is the daily chart, and this chart I was looking for a stronger bounce for the euro, but this never happened. You remember that during the week I was looking for this 137.78 extension, but apparently this market is very weak, so is trading another anchor, and the anchor is at the moment is this level. So this market could just continue lower without giving a very clear opportunity here. And also when we look at the 15 minutes, it's also a very compromised chart, and measure move did not hold. So you know, initially they held, and then there are bulls who are failing here, and there is also a very clear measure move on the opposite side here. So also in the last 15 minutes move here failed the 61.8% level, so we actually could see this market moving up to 137 and then maybe just fall on itself and continuing lower. However, this market is also extended on the daily time frame, so it's definitely a little bit risky. And what I would do, I would actually follow the sequence of measure moves. So if we see market moving below 136.95, considering the current measure move, then this could be a short with a stop above the old halfway back here, which is the 61 level here, this 137.12. Moving to the SP 500, of course this market has been hovering around this 1882 level. That was the first target of this busted setup here. This is one of the proprietary setup I have, and in the weekend you will remember that I mentioned a very clear a measure move here. However, I also mentioned that we could see a break of the 61.8% and price retest that area of profit taking. This is not a resistance, this is profit taking, and we saw price moving above this level a number of times here, but you know, this distribution in this market continues, so this is a very dangerous market. Be very careful in this market. I'm still looking for a retest of the old halfway back from February lows here. And now this level is a little bit higher, but basically the right level to trace is from previous size before, when we had this participation, so 1809. That's the where I see this market moving to. Moving to the dollar index, obviously this is an inverted version of the euro. So also for this market I was looking for a retracement into the 79.85, 79.90 level here. That never happened, so this market is very extended, and it's forming this this flag on top of support here, and the support is clearly the 79.95, 80 level is support. So if we break below 79.85, we are going to see probable you know, larger retracement to the old halfway back, but this is very likely at the moment, considering the weakness of the euro. Of course, everything can happen, and there are no clear signals here. I mean, stay away from this market. There is no need to push. Moving to the gold, the mini future, This is the chart. This level 1286 is very important. Has been retested a number of times. If you want to know where this level comes from, you can review my weekly newsletter, and it has been tested now a number of times, and again it has been tested, and it broke the sequence of measure move lower here, as we can see. As you can see clearly here, there was an extension, and there was an extension that brought to first target, didn't make the second target. There was a next extension that made it to the 1285 level, to the pip. See how powerful are these levels, and then the next measure move failed. So at the moment support has been confirmed again. However, this market is facing the all the way halfway back here, so longer are actually valid and confirmed only if we get above 1298.30 level here. Moving to the Japanese yen majors, not a lot to say here. Congratulations to those who took the trade that I mentioned last week. I also mentioned this trade in my FX Street webinar during the week, and we have this 101.05, and the price went to 101.09, so we can consider this target hit, and this is the target of this measurement. So now for this market we have two options. We either continue lower and we break this area of support, which would mean that we could see lower prices in this market. However, if the US dollar is supposed to be higher, and also considering the level of participation that we had a number of times here, 6-7 times here in this area, it's possible that this market will just react, will find again participation, and will go to trade the next measure move in the sequence. So applying our fib stalking technique, the area of support here, 101.53, is going to be confirmed only if we get this price above 101.87. The euro versus Japanese yen, this market is already compromised, and the reason for that is that this market broke the all the way halfway back here. 139.11 was broken on the downside, and at the moment this market is probably trading this measure move here, and it's actually approaching the second target. So we could see a reaction higher into the next extension short here, which is a very, very small retracement. So we could see this price going and approaching back 139.23. Now, if this excuse me, if this 139.41 is never broken on the upside, there is a potential for a continuation lower into that 136.74 that is waiting there to be retested. The pound versus the Japanese yen, this market is actually still trading this long lateral formation, and in the past weeks I say that we could see at some point this area retested, and the reason for that is that the typical behavior of price when price is subdued to the strength of program trading during these lateral moves. And as you can see here, we started seeing some kind of support into 170.45. Moving to the pound versus the US dollar, you will remember that this market actually busted a weekly setup, went to trade the first target, and then we saw brisk selling as usual. And this market actually came to the all the way halfway back here, so that's a very important level of short. And actually, you know, this was a very disordered move, and it is my belief that this measure move is actually short, is confirmed here. And it broke this measure move, and then it went to the second target, and there was the brisk selling typical of the basket setups, and at the moment is respecting this level. So if you want an additional confirmation in this market, just wait for it to to break 168.23. That's an entry short with a stop above highs. Sorry, Australian dollar versus US dollar is finally behaving as anticipated. This market is, in my opinion, deemed to see at least 90.63. The sequence of measure move higher we saw was pushed on the smaller time frame, and I want to show you on the daily time frame the sequence of measure move that I've been following. And at some point we discovered that program trading was using this anchor. Initially we used another one. You can review my previous charts, and this anchor found participation, defined a draw that that found participation of price at 0.9322, making price into first target here. So once we had that anchor, program trading keeps using the same anchor, and actually we saw participation at the 93.37. We are expecting that. The price never made it to the first target, and then came into this area again, and then set up this disordered sequence of measure move, and we had shorts coming in the other direction, and actually on Sunday review I showed you the actual entry for this market, and that was actually the violation of the sequence of measure move, applying the fib stalking technique. So congratulations to those who got my signal in the weekend and entered short at 93.58 with the stop above highs. Price tried to retest as usual, as it usually does. The highs could not make it, and then we had this beautiful move lower. So now if you are in this trade, you have to keep it, and we are going down into 0.9063 at least, but this could continue lower. If we get a bounce, this is going to be it's not gonna make it in my belief go above this 93.36, and actually if that happens, it is going to be another fantastic opportunity to short this market. Moving to the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, this market actually, as you know, confirmed shorts, and it's now in a bounce, in a reaction higher. And actually, this market, in my understanding, is very, very limited in what it could do. I think 109.34, the area of resistance starting at this level, it's a very important area, and I'm gonna show you why on the 4-hour chart why I don't trust this move higher. And the reason is very simple. The sequence of measure move failed already, so we could see this market into 109.52, which is actually that area of within that area of resistance that I mentioned before on the daily chart. As you can see, is within this area. So if we get there, we could see a brisk selling here. So if you see this market start moving lower, you can enter short with a stop above 109.62, in my opinion. Finally, the New Zealand dollar versus US dollar. You will remember that the last measure move brought price into target. That was the 0.8774, and the next and subsequent measure move is now being tested. This market is in shorts on the daily time frame, and this area is being tested at the moment. So the fact that it's being tested doesn't mean that it will fail. We don't know if it will fail. I mean, if price gets below 0.8540, as you know from my review, we have to look for retrace into the 84 level, and this is going to be the 84.15 level here. Otherwise, this market can actually trace into the next measured move. I hope this is useful. Thank you very much for watching. Drop me an email if you have questions, and thank you and have a great trading day. Bye bye now.